For as long as I could remember, I've always wanted to create something special. Not just something special, but something special that would bring everybody that much closer together, which just happened to come in the form of Descendants of Zombies, which I was first introduced to because of all of you, for how passionate you felt about your favorite characters and all of these wonderful moments that I could have only had the chance to ever be a part of or considered a part of your life and your soundtrack, if never because of all of you. You guys are what brought me back for the first time in over 7.5 years, and I could never seem to say thank you enough. And I still say thank you to all of you for allowing me to be a part of this niche, because ever since being welcomed into this niche, I've had the chance to profile so many wonderful characters, such as Red, Chloe, and Pink, who we are going to be meeting for the first time ever this summer in Descendants 5, Book of Wonderland. I am really excited. I just want to put that out there, that I am really excited for all of you to meet Pink. The song Perfect Princess is a perfect way for us to become introduced to her character, become familiar with what she's really all about, because I simply just don't believe that she is here just to simply have fun. She is here for something much more than that and a greater purpose to be fulfilled. We will find out what that greater purpose is this coming summer, and I, for one, am somebody who is really excited to meet her, and I've never felt more honored to meet her for the first time ever. I really appreciated her PR for Descendants. She is one of those characters who is exceptionally really excited to be a part of this franchise for what will be her first time ever. She's coming off the success of High School Musical, the musical, the series. For those of you who are unfamiliar with her work, it is truly something special and something that I felt more than honored to have had the chance to be a part of and to have had the chance to experience. Because when it comes to cutting an interview or a promo, she is fantastic. She is so genuinely sweet. She is so kind, and she believes most of all in all of you because of your love and support. You guys do know that because of your love and support, that is the reason why she is where she is. And she is really in a position right now to be catapulted to superstardom and to really take over. We have this conversation all the time here on the show about who could be the next Taylor Swifts. And I think names like Kylie Contrell, Freya Sky, and even Liamani early on in her career belong in these conversations. So I intend on keeping them there and keeping on promoting them until things such as performing in Madison Square Garden and on the Grammy Award-winning stage eventually happen for them, because I've loved hearing about their dreams. The thing that I've always taken away from their interviews is hearing about their dreams, because I've loved hearing about them. And when you hear somebody like Liamani Segura saying, hey, I think it would be cool to perform at Madison Square Garden, because I've been involved with Madison Square Garden for forever, and some of my friends have had the chance to perform as wrestlers in Madison Square Garden, and I've had a lot to do with MSG over the years. It got me to thinking about how I could make this happen for people like Liamani Segura, who just simply have a dream of performing one day on that stage, or Kylie Cantrell, who's always wanted to release her very first ever successful album. And I really do believe that she is on the way to doing that. She just signed a brand new record deal with Republic Records. I was really excited to hear her brand new single, Carrie Bradshaw, hear the music and see the music video in their entirety. They are beautiful music videos, and Kylie Cantrell has never really looked as strong as what she has now. I think she's never looked stronger, and I think she's taking away a lot of inspiration for a lot of people. She's really become an inspiration, something that, of course, she was inspired by people like Ariana Grande, Jeanette McCurdy, Victoria Justice. There are so many people that have always held a special place in her heart because she wanted to be just like them. Kind of like how you guys probably feel right now. You want to be just like your favorite stars, whether it be Kylie Cantrell, Freya Sky. You want to have the chance to be a part of the Descendants franchise. And I'm here to tell you guys that if you've ever never believed in dreams, I think now is the time for you to believe in your dreams, because you're that much closer to your dreams than you probably ever admitted to. And I think that Descendants of Zombies is what has pushed us that much closer to our dreams, because I think that as long as we believe in an imaginative thought, which is really how Descendants of Zombies began, that's all we've ever really needed, is this imaginative thought that Descendants of Zombies is going to be something really, really special. I think every cast member of Descendants, past or present, is genuinely sweet. They are genuinely kind. I know people's opinions about them are very mixed. They are very far out there. But the one thing I always wanted to do was be a really kind voice for these stars, to let them know that their contributions to this franchise would never, ever be forgotten. Meg Donnelly, as you guys know, is somebody who I'm very fond of. She is somebody who brought the character Addison to life in a way and in ways that nobody probably ever could. She was so inspired by that character who was a cheerleader, balancing and juggling everything all at once. She wanted to be successful in high school, have a successful career, be a captain of the cheerleading squad, and she had the chance to go on to achieve all of her dreams. You are probably somebody who is the captain of your cheerleading squad who draws so much inspiration from Madison. And even not, I think that there are far more people out there who have joined cheerleading and who have joined gyms because of what they saw Addison represent, which was pretty much empowerment. And how people have referred to Zed and Addison as today's power couple. There is a reason why they refer to Zed and Addison as today's power couple, because there is no power couple quite like them. I know the comparison between Troy Bolton and Gabriela Montez has been made to Zed and Addison time and time again, and for sure, the power couple of Freya Sky and Malachi Burton's characters, Victor and Nova, will have comparisons made to them. But I think that this generation of stars is ultimately stronger. They are in the places they deserve to be in more than ever before. And I think we can really find time in encouraging that, because what's happening for Freya at this moment is Freya just had leg one of her tour be so successful. Leg two is for sure going to be just as successful, if not even more. And I think no matter who we are, we can all take something special away from the lessons we've learned and been taught through her music, because it was never about Freya Sky letting us know how she was feeling about something that may have happened to her. It was all about how she was trying to be relatable to all of you. And the emotional moments that we experienced at events like the Worlds Collide Tour and the previous leg of her tour, the Stars Align World Tour, were truly incredible and something that I will never, ever forget. There is still limited seating available for Freya Sky's tour. It's not going to last long. People want these tickets like they're a hot commodity, and I can't blame you. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to go and I want you to have fun. I really want you to have the time of your life, and I honestly mean that. And I want you to shut up these critics, because there are a lot of people who are trying to take that away from us by posting these reviews that often really don't make a whole lot of sense. But then apart from that fact, you have so many wonderful people out there who love Freya Sky with all their heart, who find time to relate to her music, who feel a part of her music and her music videos. One of the first songs that I ever heard Freya record and be in a music video for was The Person I Thought I Knew. And I always remember that music video being so captivating. And I thought the music video was just so amazing. How the music video was so captivating was truly incredible. And I really believe that Freya Sky at that moment was going to go on to be something so special. I know there are millions of people who obviously have very different opinions about Freya, but there are also millions of people who have obviously taken something special away from her from the very beginning. From her initial beginnings, Freya Sky was somebody who people drew a lot of inspiration from. There are people who buy her merch all the time off FreyaSky.com, always want Freya Sky hoodies and t-shirts, and I think that's really cool. Because years ago, I may have been very passionate about collecting pro wrestling action figures or Power Rangers action figures. I had everything that I could get my hands on because I was a diehard fan of whatever I was a fan of at the time. And I would have loved to have had the chance to really grown up in your guys' generation and to have experienced Descendants of Zombies for what it was truly meant to be, for how it was truly meant to be experienced. Because it was never meant to be experienced through the criticism that you guys often watch on YouTube. I believed forever and always that we could take that away from every conversation that we were having about Descendants of Zombies and replace it with something nice. To give people hope that the release date of July 16th was eventually going to happen. It was eventually going to come. We may have never known in terms of a storyline what was going to happen. But again, that's what made this so special, was that we never knew what was going to happen in terms of a storyline. Now that we can kind of confirm some of the things that are going to happen that were rumors 6 months ago, like how Maddox Hatter is the brand new villain who's captured the Queen of Hearts, giving Red once again a greater appreciation for her mother and all the controversy she stirred up and may have created. How Red and Chloe's friendship will once again be challenged because of all the challenges they're going to face. And now how Red has created this sister who is incredibly beautiful and forever strong. I think no matter who we are, we've all taken away something special from these characters and their stories, and we will continue to for many years to come. Liamani Segura is somebody who we're never going to forget. Perhaps Hazel Hook is also somebody we are never, ever going to forget. And we are always going to take away something so special from these characters as time goes on. I think that this is just merely the beginning of a brand new franchise, brand new cast members coming into the franchise for the first time ever, and all we have to do is give them a chance. At the leg two of the Worlds Collide Tour, there may be no Kylie Cantrell, there may be no Freya Sky, but we have all of these new cast members who wouldn't be there if they were never good enough to be there. That's something you got to think about. Disney doesn't really put up with a whole lot of nonsense, and they know what they're looking at. They know what they're going to present to all of you, and they are going to bring this leg of the tour so much more to life than probably they ever did for the first, because the first was just pretty much a kickoff to introduce us to what Descendants of Zombies was going to go on to mean to so many incredible generations. And I, for one, believe that with all these new fans coming into this niche for the first time ever, we can welcome them in probably more than we ever have, to encourage them that something special was in, was indeed about to happen, and we were all going to be a part of that something special. I never imagined that I would have ever had the chance to have been a part of something as special as what Descendants of Zombies would go on to mean to my heart, where thousands of people would eventually subscribe here, believing in every story that I ever shared with you guys that may have came in the form of how I believe my best friend may have been a werewolf. But I told you these stories in an attempt to make milk come out through your noses. And somewhere, somehow, I like to believe that I was able to do that in so many emphatic ways. I really do believe that Ruby Rose Turner will always hold a very special place in my heart for being one of my all-time favorite Descendants characters, for just how genuinely sweet the girl was. There was always something relatively nice about Ruby Rose Turner, and that's why I can record up to 300 videos on Ruby Rose Turner every night, because Ruby is just someone who you can always take away a great deal of inspiration from, who you can always believe in. And I think that there are more people out there who feel the same way. I've never been alone on that incentive. And I think that there are more people out there who are gradually falling in with the work of Kylie Cantrell. Forever and always, Kylie Cantrell is somebody who's always held a very special place in all of our hearts, and she will continue to for many years to come. She's never looked stronger. She's never felt so empowered. The thing that you will notice about these interviews is that these girls are coming of age. They are coming into an empowerment era. And I think that finding empowerment and finding their place in this industry has always been a constant struggle. So when we can kind of take that out of the conversations that we've recently had and replace that with hope for them that they will find empowerment and they will discover their place in the world, that's always what's made this so special for people like me. Because when I recorded my first ever video about Descendants of Zombies, I never imagined that so many people would have taken me as seriously as what they did. A guy claiming to live near a soda plantation and a chemical plant himself that could explode at any given moment. A guy who believed in the Descendants of Zombies with all of his heart. Who was ever going to trust in that? Or who was ever going to believe in that? But the most amazing thing about all of this is thousands of people did. And while I may not be the most followed guy in the history of Descendants of Zombies, I'm one of the most followed because of how much you believed in everything that I had to share, everything that I had to say. None of this would have ever happened if never for all of you and the unbelievable love and support that you've always had for your favorite characters. So I think we can keep that feeling going as we move ahead into the future and we go further with these stories and take them much deeper than perhaps ever before. I know the theme of Descendants Wicked Wonderland is a much darker theme from The Rise of Red, because The Rise of Red was pretty much just the introductory ballad into what Descendants was going to become, because what you got to think about is it was 5 years at that point, at that moment, where Descendants had nothing done with it. Descendants went on a reprieve and took a 5-year break. It went on a 5-year hiatus. So nobody really expected much from The Rise of Red, but so many people eventually fell in love with this, to the point where over 6.7 million of you tuned in within the first week from July 12th through the 19th to watch The Rise of Red. And I can only imagine the numbers that Descendants 5 Wicked Wonderland is going to produce, because within the first week from, say, July 16th through the 23rd, there are going to be thousands of people who love this movie so much. Millions of you, probably 7.5 million of you this time, will tune in and watch it. And I can assure you that I'm going to be one of them. I intend on always being one of them, because I think there's always something special, an imaginative thought to always take away from these franchises, and something special to forever and always believe in and consistently hold on to. And there are far more people out there who just want to be given something to believe in. So I say, as time goes on, more people do have a chance of falling in love with this niche, have a chance of being accepted from within this niche, because more and more people every day are finding the reason for being a fan of Descendants of Zombies. And it's because of things like us and things like this YouTube channel that ultimately bring people that much closer together. So if you are somebody who would love to subscribe to any of these videos and this content to keep up on what's happening with Descendants of Zombies, for all things in terms of related updates and helping you make sense of everything that may be involved and centered around these franchises, I welcome you to this show and I welcome you to these conversations, because I know you have something to contribute. that is probably worth hearing. That's probably a really nice comment. And I think because there are so many wonderful people who exist from within this niche, that is something really worth living for. And that's something really worth creating all these videos for. I do these videos because I love creating videos for people who love Descendants of Zombies so much, for the love and support that has truly been undeniable for this channel. Over 154,000 channel views didn't happen overnight, but they happened because of all of you. It never happened because some guy believed in Descendants of Zombies with all of his heart and everything that he was. It happened because we believed in it together, and we came together and we truly created something so special. So from my heart to yours on this beautiful evening as the sun prepares to set once again this evening, thank you so much for allowing me the honor of being a part of your world. Thank you for feeling so strongly about Descendants of Zombies, and hopefully you will feel stronger about these franchises and their stories as time persists. Because time, never ever forget, is the most precious thing we have. And you see, the thing about time is Descendants is often reiterated through the years and throughout the decade, time always has this way of running out. So what it comes down to is how we appreciate time and how we spend that time with the people we love. So go tell somebody you love them. Come back for the latest video of this channel. Subscribe here, like the video, do whatever you have to do to keep up on everything Descendants of Zombies, because I promise you guys, I will never go away, and I will always do my best to keep the characters and the stories you've loved alive for just a little while longer, for as long as I possibly can, because I, just like all of you, believe in these stories so much, and that's what's given me so much pride and so much joy and honor for keeping these stories and these characters alive that you love so much. Thank you so much for always and forever on this beautiful evening, this exceptionally beautiful evening, for loving Descendants of Zombies with all of your heart. And as always, from my heart to yours, thank you so much for always having watched these videos.